Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me once again for All-Star Week in Montana. I'm here tonight with Matt Lewis. How you doing tonight, Matt?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing excellent. Last night was a great rookie All-Star game, and tonight we're capping off All-Star Week with the All-Star Game. A great opportunity to see the best of the league compete on the same court at the same time.
Absolutely. It's the best of the best, the cream of the crop. Everyone voted. We got over, 100,000 ballots from fans across the United States, Canada, and beyond. They made their voices heard, and these are the people they wanted to see play tonight. And it was a lot of new faces and a lot of old faces as well. A big mix of talent from all teams, all sorts of teams. I should say they're all here tonight.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Unfortunately, I don't think there's a single Howler on the Ross, despite being here at Treasure State Arena. But I don't think the fans are going to be all that disappointed. They get to see some of these players that really they only get to see otherwise if they're playing against the Howlers. So it'll be a really exciting night.
I was going to say, thanks to Las Vegas and Tallahassee kind of each taking 3 of the slots themselves, a couple teams had to get left out here.
Yeah, and I mean, to be expected, right? Those two teams are two of the strongest teams this season thus far. And so it's no surprise to me that we see Baylor and Murphy. We'll see Guru Kriye as well. And for the Typhoons, Hopkins and Conley should be starting us off. So I'm excited. Both West and East have really strong, talented players here tonight from all across the gamut. I'm just really looking forward to watching and relaxing a little bit. There's low stress levels involved with this one, right?
Yes, and speaking of, the players are heading onto the court now, so let's cut down live.
Oh, they're getting lined up.
The tip-off will go the way of the West. A chance to hopefully make up for the loss in the rookie All-Star game as the East came out on top. The West had a good showing at the end, but just could not overcome the deficit. They found themselves down by 13 at one point. That's a great way to get started with Baylor getting the dish into the open post.
Big Bear. Like I said, Vegas has good representation tonight.
Yeah, I mean, a couple second-year players finding their way. We have Brandon Baylor and Alvaro Tejon finding their way into the starting lineup. Second year in the league, great way to establish themselves and have an opportunity to make some money this offseason. As the East, no play drawn up, just takes a heave, and it's going to be Tejon not able to clean it up.
Ooh. Rolled just off the dinner plate there a little bit.
Well, no play got drawn up, but I mean, obviously, just because your team may be doing well doesn't mean you were guaranteed a spot here. Obviously, Cece coming in from Hawaii as representing Hawaii as Brandon gets a steal and a putback. She's been a bright spot for the Kahunas, who have been struggling this year besides the rookies.
Yeah, she is one of those players that, despite what the Kahunas have been able, I guess, not to do so far, and we've talked about in the past, I think in a previous broadcast that I was on with you, to Kahunas, all very new starting 5 with the exception of Campione. And she's the starting center for the beginning of this game, as I guess West is the only one to make shots so far.
Yeah, a bit of a reversal of fortune, but Conley's going to finally answer for the East on the quick pass down low. And, we might see a couple of opportunities for all 3 of the Vegas players and all 3 of the Tallahassee players to find themselves on the floor and get some, I'm sure they've designed some plays here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, this is for fun. We're having a little bit of a, casual experience here where the players know that they don't need to get super physical. They shouldn't get super physical unless it's something personal. We'll see that possibly. You never know.
I demand blood, Matt. I demand blood.
I would like that in recording so that it can be played later.
What? I like my steak rare. We're not in Vegas though, unfortunately. They don't have great steaks here in Montana.
Well, that's a crime that I cannot forgive you for, much like Terry O'Toole's foul just now.
You mean being fouled as O'Toole head to the line?
Yeah, you know, the Wolfhound has had an interesting career playing for the Arctics now. Still managing to bring them success as well as he did when he was with the Alphas. And I believe it's his 5th straight All-Star weekend.
It is. You could say he's pulling a reverse Umechi as Aurora hits 3.
And speaking of players making an impact, we have to talk a little bit about Aurora Hopkins.
Well, a player that, you know, I have heard rumors was a breath hairs away from signing with the Wildcards, but the last second offer from Tallahassee was enough to get her to return. And, you know, either team she'd been on would have probably been a top contender. You have to imagine, had she gone to Vegas, where they'd be standing. Obviously, I don't think they would have gone after Jean Ferdinand in free agency, as we see the East answering back with another mid-ranger.
Well, you know, we'll talk about Tanya Linwood in a little bit, because I'm equally excited about her. But Hopkins, I think wherever she would have decided to go, had the potential to be one of those teams with 50, 60 wins this season, and we're certainly headed that direction. But the Weasel, Silvius, just fouled.
I mean, can you blame him? He finally won the 3-point contest. He's only been trying for like the past 10 years.
Yeah, you know, congratulations to him. He has been in that contest so many times. And, you know, it's one of those things where you keep trying and you keep trying until it happens. And finally, you know, by a margin of 1 shot, managed to be, I think it was Safira, who's also on the court tonight.
And Tyreek, 2 players finishing with 22 points, only one behind him. I mean, any one of those 3 could have easily walked away. I mean, and that's not even taken away from Williamson, the lone Montana contestant in that contest as well. 19 points isn't bad showing. That can win you the contest some years.
Tyreek Murphy having to play alongside Silvius after that. Wonder how that dynamic works out.
I mean, 3-point contest, obviously. Like you said, you can only be mad at yourself in the end of the day. It's not like the player was on the floor distracting you, getting in your way. It was just you and 25 balls that you have to shoot.
Well, Hopkins just ran up to the brick wall that is Brandon Baylor and exited out of that.
El Tejon's going to be the one to actually get the good matchup with Brandon not on him, able to spin around and lay it in. East answering back now. They had a slow start, down by 6 to start, but that 3 by Aurora definitely got them going.
Yeah. Along with O'Toole, you have Ravishuk Qatar from the Arctics, and they're doing a phenomenal job this season as well in making that team, you know, after last year's unexpected, whoa, sorry.
Connolly elevated.
That's our first big dunk.
Well, I get what you're going to. You know, Alaska last year had a lot of people, I think, did not expect that kind of showing from them. Obviously, there have been some changes this offseason that people have some feelings about. Obviously, you have Conley leaving the Arctics to join Tallahassee. O'Toole coming in to kind of replace the Husky.
Yeah, well, you know, it's Coach LaRocca, right? Like, former Tallahassee Typhoon player, going to coach for the Arctics, turning that franchise around quite fast. I can understand it.
Yeah, and honestly, Alaska, the season was a rough start, but they have found themselves in a good position. They are now in the top. They're sitting 12th in the league. You know, they probably want to be a little higher in the West. They're sitting at 6th. But at the same time, You look at, where they sit. Montana's only a game ahead of them. Seattle's only 2 games ahead of them. That's the difference between them and being in the 3rd seed. Now,
Yeah,
obviously,
this is one of those.
not great. I'll say not the division. They're also being Seattle very close, so the division's still up in the air.
Yeah, Ryan, this is one of those years where it seems like the it's not the equity. I don't know what the word is, but it's you have 2 or 3 really, really strong teams in both conferences, and then there's a bunch of teams in the middle. Whereas in previous years, I heard that from upstairs. It distracted me completely. Who was that?
Conley, I think.
Oh man, Husky.
2nd dunk of the night already.
I guess Tyler was like, "Hey, stop chatting about other shit and watch me play." Sorry, I don't know if I can say that on TV.
That's we're not on. This is not going on YouTube. I think we're fine.
Okay. And we're gonna see our first sub.
Yeah, about
Lineup
that
change. Yep.
Now Silvius with 2 fouls as well, but obviously bringing in DuPont and a few other subs onto the floor. I think for both teams they made a couple changes.
So, like, just to complete my thought previously, you could see Alaska finish anywhere from, like, honestly, 4th to 8th. It just depends on how some matchups go towards the end of the season here.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, your point being that, there's maybe 2 or 4 teams in the league that are standing out.
Man.
Oh, great finger roll there.
Yeah, spin around from Van Zant to get the layup there. Stumbled a little bit afterwards. He was going to sacrifice it all to get this matchup tied.
Well, illegal screen will result in a turnover there, East ball.
I don't think CC cares, to be honest.
Well, I'll say looking at who made the All-Star week, now we have Lorenz Valerio on the court. Now, another player that left the Albany Alphas is a great step-back jumper. The East take the lead off of Teresa's great shot.
Now, one of the other strong teams in the West this season is Dakota Bikers. I think that's to nobody's surprise. Valerio and Silvius getting the nominations for the Bikers for the West Conference. Long 3 there puts West back up.
Actually, it was only a 2. Paul is just inside the line.
Well, it was a very long 2.
Yeah, with I was gonna say with the Bikers. Honestly, I'm surprised River or Lawyer didn't make it. I would have expected maybe a 3 for representation, but I think LVG was just so incredibly dominant this year, even over what the Bikers were seeing. So honestly, everyone here.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to these nominations, there's a little bit of who's having a particularly good season, who's popular.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie. There's a little bit of that. But also, who deserves to be recognized for the specific things they've done in this particular season. And like I said at the opening of the broadcast, we had over 100,000 ballots come in from fans across multiple continents to make their voices heard, and at the end of the day, it's a recreational game. We're here to have fun.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're seeing the bench players come in, and these are stars of the league, even coming off the bench. Davenport, the 1 representation from Albany, in fact. Dishing down to Kierkegaard. Not able to convert over Inari, the Arctic
and
Fox.
It bounced off his chest. Went back to Inari's arms.
DuPont laying it up and in. Fast break there. And, Inari's size definitely lets him battle even against those bigs. He's a tough matchup, even against someone like Kierkegaard, who has the height advantage. But, Inari, kind of like O'Toole, a bit of a bulky canine. Even though this time, Kierkegaard gets the better of him.
Well, and Inari and DuPont, the 2 representatives from the Demons, they've had such a strong offense this season. And it's no surprise to me, the issue they've had is their defensive game, but it's no surprise to me that the two players that we see on court from the Demons tonight are their offensive powerhouses.
Yes, and we saw Murphy, in fact, just hit a 3, and DuPont trying to strip the ball, going to call for the reach-in. Barely standing up to the chest of Kierkegaard, but being called for the reach-in. But Murphy, yeah, hitting a big 3 there to put the West up by 4 once again. Oakley in. Representing Bangor alongside Ash Van Sant.
Yep, it's Tyreek's first All-Star game since the rookie year. Congratulations to them for getting in.
Ash with the shot clock winding down was able to get the shot off. Very close first quarter here. Much better scoring than in the first. The rookie All-Star game. And oh no! Eliza losing track of where she was on the floor and just steps back over the line. And there we're going to see Lady Black coming in as a sub. Representative of San Jose.
I mean, listen.
It happens. Oh! Nari almost got the ball back, but stepped out of bounds fighting for it.
Yeah, Kevon Oakley's paw work just kind of like slipped out from underneath him. He was kind of cornered there in just an awkward exchange. And now we're waiting for, I guess, the clock to restart. There we go.
Speaking of Linwood, you wanted to bring her up earlier. Another second-year player finding their first All-Star game and setting themselves up for a great payday come free agency this next year. In fact, she's going to the line for 2, a chance to tie it up.
Yeah, Linwood is breathing new life into the Minutemen. Despite their struggles, I think if they can manage to hold on to her, like you said, she's setting herself up to be a really good 2. Maybe even a 3 in certain situations, but it's like, yeah, the real deal.
Well, except the Red Wolf is going to be a hot commodity come free agency. Obviously, I think Williamsburg's going to aim to keep her. They've had some struggles keeping their talent come free agency time, but they have the capability to go after her. See Black going to lead the charge on offense this side. Now that she's on the floor. Shot clock going a problem, though. A lot of three-point shooters out there. They're going to go to coat in the post. No good.
I think that was just West Conference deciding they wanted to make sure every player had the ball touched at least once, because that ball passed to every single player on the court before it was shot.
I was going to say, look at who's on the floor right now. All of them can shoot the 3 pretty much except for Adam. It's going to be Valerio attacking the basket and able to lay it up and in. I'm waiting for the All-Star game, though, where we have both Valerios on the court, because I'm going to have so many problems trying to keep them differentiated.
Well, this is Adam Cote's second All-Star appearance. And, it's pretty rare to see amphibians get to this level of the game. Certainly have to go back at least a decade since the last time. So congratulations to them for getting some time here to show off and have some fun.
Lady Black doing some ISO spin move, top of the key, no good, and that's going to be the end of the quarter. West up by 2 here in the first quarter as it comes to a close.
I was a little worried there because it looked like Brandon Baylor was yawning on the sideline. What's up with that?
I mean, it's All-Star week. Maybe some late nights here in Billings.
Are you saying Brandon's going out too late?
I mean, I don't know what he does at night. I just know that there's a lot to do in All-Star week.
He didn't even move to stop that layup.
Hey, weren't you the one, Matt, at the beginning that said that, hey, remember, don't take it too seriously?
Well, you gotta at least move.
I mean, Are you saying you'd be a better defender than Baylor?
I was not eligible for my basketball team. I said too many naughty things to the coaches, and they are like, why don't you just go be a useless English major instead?
Selby going to head to the line for two. Chance to take the lead over the West here.
I'm surprised they invited me back, you know.
Look, sometimes they signed your contract for a few years. They can't get out of it.
Ah, that's true. Contractual obligations strike again.
Arthur Selby, kind of the lone fur left on Tennessee after Luther Kierkegaard and Michael River left the team. Ooh, big block there by Tejon.
Yeah, you know, although Tejon being, I guess, the representative we have tonight from
The
Plymouth,
Taproots.
right?
Yeah, the Taproots.
And the expectation there was that we would see, you know, because the Taproots have been, once again, one of the stronger teams in the East. But in terms of what their strengths have been, it certainly has been, in more recent years, a defensive team. Either way, just happy to see Tejon. I believe it's their first All-Star week.
Yeah, well, I mean, besides the rookie year, yep, second-year player. I mean, trying to stand in the shoes that were Jake Turner's, taking over as we see a quick lay-in there. Tie game once again. Nur on the floor for Pittsburgh. But you're right. I think Plymouth, you know, despite being a very good team, Conley's going to try and stretch it. No good. But Tejon going to tap it back in.
Love that.
I was going to say, I feel like Plymouth, they have less of a star talent than I feel like they've had in the past. I mean, obviously, Trevor Cruz is still a threat from anywhere beyond the arc, but there were just so many good swingers and guards that the fans just couldn't pick him out of everyone else. Oh, knocked down, but no contact called. The ref swallowing the whistle.
Well, we're getting a little bit more physical in the second quarter, Ryan.
I don't see any blood yet, so I think we're fine. Selby from beyond the arc.
Yeah.
How is that enough movement for Brandon for you? Tried to catch up to the Rabbit and wasn't able to stop that three from falling.
Well, that's one great thing about Selby. The height differences don't usually make a difference because of his ability to jump is so great. No surprise there, but I'm just saying. Also, I think we need to talk a little bit about this strange, not, you know, addiction, but interest in blood-related things. It's the second time you've brought it up tonight. What's going on? Do we need to talk it out?
I need to go to a fight event, okay? Clearly, the West, though.
You know, this is not the Wrestling Federation.
Oh, that's fake.
Yeah?
I'm talking about MMA, okay? O'Toole, a chance to take the lead back. Oh, Black left open, but not going to take that three. Calls for the screen instead. Driving to the paint, has to back off, and I don't blame them there. Defense going to collapse on them and block the tiny Corgi. You rely on Brandon, not able to get it up, though. Blocked or hit the back of the backboard. Can't tell. Selby going to lay it up and in the fast break.
There we go. Yeah, you know, Black passing it to the inside there on that last play to Baylor, who really just had to kind of wait for an opportunity to hit it up, and he's had a couple bounce off the backboard awkwardly. Got that one in, though.
Yeah, I mean, he's giving a good size mismatch going on right now. I mean, if Kierkegaard's not on the floor, they're not really going to be able to guard him. And even though Selby able to get his second chance, not going to fall, though. No, right now we only have the one big for Tejon on the floor for the East. So trying to guard between CC and Baylor is quite difficult. As you see, CC, great matchup because Tejon's guarding Brandon there. Kind of where you run into the, hey, we have to base our minutes on the voting, so they're going to favor the starters over the bench players, even if it doesn't give them the best matchup advantages.
Yeah, it's a little bit of hodgepodge of like who is, I guess, who got the most votes, as you mentioned, but also, what makes the most sense for making sure that we have, guards, forwards, and a center on court at all times. There's a little bit of that too.
Yeah, as Tejon gonna back down 1-1 against CC. Conley gonna go for three, stretching it, hits it, and ties us up.
Conley's been taking the long shots in this game, and for the most part has been doing really well.
Well, I mean, I think 1 of 2 from beyond the arc for Conley. Definitely more threes getting shot tonight than the rookie All-Star game, but I mean, you look at the lineups and completely understand. There's some very good three-point shooters on both teams. They're able to stretch the floor quite easily.
Yeah, I think I saw Aurora's name flash up there. And now they're booing Brandon Baylor for being too lazy.
Look, you're going to start a fight, and I do not want to be in the room. That's not the blood I want to see.
I mean, Marcus isn't here tonight. Where is he?
No idea. He might turn up. You never know. No good on the shot attempt there. Still favoring the West.
I'm just saying, because I heard this crazy rumor that he was cast in a major motion picture, but that didn't sound right to me.
You're gonna get someone in trouble. NDAs, clearly.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Matt. Back to the game. Hopkins blocked. Shut down in the post. Tough battle for her down low. Tar. Gonna get called for the offensive 3-second violation. Back-to-back wasted possessions.
And they're not really... I mean, I'm gonna say this rightly. No. Listen.
You've said that about a couple players so far that they aren't trying.
Well, when I see a player just standing there as the other player goes running past, I'm going to bring it up.
Fair as Conley gets his 9th point to fall.
No, I was going to say, sometimes the refs, I think, for a game like this, they don't need to be as particular.
I mean, it's fair. They're going to stop anything crazy. And oh, my goodness, it's Hopkins. Elevates.
Love that.
I mean, showing off maybe a preview for a future dunk contest entry.
Perhaps. This is the right place and time to do that.
So here's a great question for you, Matt. I mean, I need to go back and look at some of your. You've been a dunk contest judge before, correct?
Yeah.
So
you want to talk about it?
No, I was gonna say, what impresses you more, the small players like Eliza, not Aurora, sorry, Aurora was not the one who dunked that, but it was Eliza. Someone small like Eliza getting the dunk up versus someone like Brandon going with a pure power kind of dunk.
Well, that's been the challenge, right? Because in more recent years, we've gotten away from being, grading the creative dunks. We want to reward the more effortful or the ones that are more technical. We've gotten more technical in the grading, and you've seen that come through in some of the results over the years. So what you end up, the way I would answer that 5 years ago is different from how I would answer it now. But part of that too is also personal, but in the end of the day, I would want to see, I guess, a bigger player do something more technical, whereas a smaller player might have to be a little bit more creative to get that kind of attention, because I would expect better technical skills from the smaller player. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's fair. You know, we've seen players incorporate teammates with passing and, acrobatic moves in order to get the ball into difficult places. I get what you're saying. You know, yes, you're 350 pounds. Yes, I know you can dunk the basketball hard, but show me more than that.
I want to see someone break the glass.
Hey, that... Oh. The amount of cleanup. You know how much cleanup it takes for that.
I do, but that's why I want to see it.
Well...
Listen, these are we're in Treasure State Arena tonight. These are the people who had to clean up all that snow 3 years ago.
Yeah, and I'm still keeping an eye out for a loose snowblower in the area just in case they have one in the wings waiting to go off, as we see a couple missed opportunities for both teams. The East finally going to elevate with a fast break to Ash Van Zant, breaking the slow pace that we had developed. 2 minutes left to go in this quarter, and the East find themselves down by a couple here.
I knew I wouldn't be able to get through a single game with Van Zant in it without a major shot like that.
Sylvius blocked by... Oh, blocked by Luther there on the way up. Fast break back to Ash in the post. Great threading the needle there to find the open raccoon down low in the post. No dunk, but off the glass this time. Eliza going to bring it up for the West now.
Yeah, when you get to this point where there's only a couple points difference between teams. Oh, what happened there?
Illegal screen, but you said the refs have been not too picky, but that's like the third illegal screen I've seen called tonight. So they're being picky about something, and they've chosen to do the screens.
Well, Sylvius just came out to take a break, and Murphy is in. But yeah, I was saying with such a small point differential between the two teams, you expect a more physical matchup because of the nature of this game. You're not necessarily getting that, but you're just getting, I think, the best of both worlds, which is, the best, I guess, skills that each team has to offer. We're shooting over 50% for the West, I believe. That's what I just saw on the screen there.
Yep, and it looks like, the West above 50 now. East a chance to also break the halfway mark. Want to see both teams break 100 here tonight.
Oh. Kierkegaard ran between the pass of his teammates. I was afraid that was going to be a major mistake there, but...
Now, he managed to corral it in. But the missed shot there, the West will have an opportunity to add a little bit of a lead. Not able to convert, though. East. Final shot of the quarter, of the half. 10-year pause. What do you draw up here?
Well, Linwood's running into a brick wall. Pretty well protected.
Yeah, they give it to...
I don't think we're going to...
I would say they give it to Oakley. And, oh, that was a very close half quarter.
A little mouse that could. Well, almost could.
Well, we have 2 mice on the West. And a kangaroo rat, which, not too far off.
Yeah, the representation is very... in terms of species, very varied. It's refreshing.
We have a sea bunny on the East, so...
Yeah.
Hey, we got 2 aquatic representatives. 3 with Saphir Kelly.
But it is indeed a halftime.
Yeah, in a very close game. Obviously 50-49. The West and East staying in stride with one another. No one's really been able to build any kind of lead. That-wise, very well spread out across Everyone pretty much shooting for the East. No one hitting double digits again in terms of points.
2 blocks from Tejon.
Yeah, good defense overall coming in. A couple blocks. Ash perfect from the floor thus far. Probably if he gets a few more minutes in the half, he'll definitely break 10 points here. The West a little bit similar spread. Brandon 9 points leading the way. Everyone getting a few shots up.
Yep, Campione 6 points, 5 rebounds. Pretty solid first half.
A lot less threes than I was expecting, to be honest, as Jean Ferdinand perfect from the floor, and Tyreek Murphy not far off, 3 of 4. I do want to see them, we've seen them attack the post. I want to see the threes start raining. That's half the dunk half the All-Star Week is dunk contest, other half 3-point contest. Equal representation here on the floor, guys.
So you want to see the threes rain. I want to see the backboard shatter. We all have wants and needs.
Yep.
Well, let's see who gets their desires met first.
Well, Selby's going to attack the basketball, blocked by CC. Silvius, fast break. Stutter step. Goes to the basket, not able to convert, though.
Yeah, fast play to come out of the halftime.
Oh,
A
Brandon.
little bit of energized. Yeah.
First foul of the night, though. Gonna send Selby to the line. Chance to get 10, and there's the first to break 10 here tonight.
Surprised by that, honestly.
What, that he's the first, or that it's taken this long?
That anybody gets crosses the 10-point marker this late. But then again, the point of this game is to spread the ball around, not necessarily for any one player to dominate. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone needs to get their hands on the ball. This is, again, All-Star Week. An All-Star game.
What are hands?
Wings, paws, flippers.
Oh, okay. Now I know what you're talking about.
CC, speaking of wings, gonna elevate and dunk it down with 2 wings.
Well, we haven't seen the dunks tonight, that's for sure. I guess it's in preparation for the first round of the dunk contest coming soon.
And Tejon not dunking down, elevating off the glass, taking the lead back for the East.
Tell you what, this is a packed arena. I think there's players and fans from beyond these starting 12s in attendance tonight. I'm seeing other players that are, usually playing this week, watching this game in the stands. It's kind of nice to see the support from around the league. It's not just Montana fans here tonight. Of course, you being so close to Dakota and Winnipeg, it's a lot of those fans as well, but I'm seeing some Excavator fans as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously some players utilizing this break to, rest and recover. This is the halfway mark of the FBA season. We'll pass the halfway mark if we're being technical. As Conley stretching the floor with a long 2. But this is a good opportunity to have a couple days off to, heal those bumps and bruises, to have that big push for the playoffs. As you said, a lot of close divisions and conferences. It could come down to a few games here and there.
Yeah, we could talk a little bit about just some of the teams that are on that borderline. I think Pittsburgh is one that I've been watching very closely.
Well, I mean, Pittsburgh right now has a 6-game lead over the 9th seed, so they are in good position right now at the very least.
That is true.
I mean, you want to talk about Albany, struggling this year with the talent drain, still sitting 1 game back from the 8th seed. They're not out of it by any means. Even Tennessee, again, struggling with, post Kierkegaard River. Still 19 wins, 1 game back behind Queens and Williamsburg at 20.
Well, I guess the reason I brought Pittsburgh up is because they're only 3 games. No, not even 3. They're 2 games behind Lorraine. And that division, the Central Division, is so tight.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, I'm not going to say Williamsburg is out of the running for it, but they're definitely the least likely right now. But again, Pittsburgh, Baltimore, Lorraine, it might come down to a single game. And behind the back pass intercepted, trying to get a little too fancy there.
Labashu's pass there behind the wing probably didn't turn out the way they planned, but I'm just excited to see some niftiness like that, attempted at least. They get another shot here to show their stuff, I suppose.
Now the East starting to pick it up here in CC. Could be back to Tar from beyond the arc. The threes are being attempted at the very least, but not able to convert. Yeah, he's listening. Well, and you look at the for the West Side, the Desert Division, also a very close division outside of Vegas. I mean, obviously they're ahead by 12 games. Ooh, knocked to the floor, no whistle called, but Selby gonna get 15 now.
I mean, Matthew's not afraid to take the fall every once in a while.
O'Toole from beyond the arc. Another. The West is trying to get the 3 going. Oh, ball stripped. Chris is going to come up with it, though.
Okay. There's some interesting stuff happening in this third quarter so far.
Well, I mean, directly passing to Brandon is one of them. Quick play to O'Toole down low in the post is good. Great dish from Silvius.
Made up for that fall.
It's called for the legal screen, but doesn't get the charge call. I mean, the refs will ref. As Brandon, huge block. Oh, but Silvius called on the contact on the second shot, and that's his 4th foul, and he does not look happy.
No, he does not.
Oh. And with the and one.
Sometimes we just need to take a deep breath and say, you know what? It's the All-Star game. You're still an All-Star. And we like you.
I was really afraid you were going to start singing because we do not have the rights to that song.
We could get the rights.
I mean, if you want to renegotiate your contract to open up some space and the budget.
Tell you what, if we see a 3-pointer before we see the glass shatter on the backboard, I will enter negotiations for that.
Selby, shot clock violation. I thought there was contact call, but no, shot clock violation. Getting a little too fancy with trying to draw the pump fake. We'll see some substitutions for both sides. O'Toole going to slide to power forward.
Well, that's the O'Toole in him.
Oh, gosh. Lady Black,
they're
quick
utilizing
play.
The O'Toole.
I say this is the one matchup, the matchup of the shorties, Aurora versus Lady Black. Both very speedy furs. You have to keep an eye out. They'll get by you in a heartbeat. And Anari, active pause in the passing lane, open to Ferdinand, but not able to convert. Cece converts and fouled on the way up by Conley.
I swear, if it weren't for that long neck.
Hey, I mean, just lets her see over the defense a little bit easier.
We'll take a short break here, it looks like.
Yeah.
Saphira Kelly coming off to the sidelines. We haven't seen much from her yet.
No, not too much, but again, 3-point contest. 3-point shooting. Come on, guys.
That is true.
Do it.
She's multitasking this week.
I mean, we're lucky she didn't sign up for the dunk contest as well. Now, we've seen a couple firsts try to do it all in one All-Star weekend. You want to talk about being tired. Oh, CC, third foul. A lot of fouls racking up for some of these bigs now.
Well, they almost fell over from that one.
I mean, you try running into the goose.
Okay.
Sorry, the swan.
I'll try it. I'll try it. I'll do it for you, Ryan.
I mean, we won't have to renegotiate your contract when you're dead after doing so.
We still haven't seen a three-pointer. Just saying.
Yeah, that's fair.
But if you had made a bet about how many illegal screens we would see tonight.
Far too many. In the East, a chance to add to their lead. They've built 3 here. Linwood.
All right, Tanya. Tanya, you can do this. Stay behind that line.
It's going to be Nur off the screen. Good for mid-range.
Nice to see the Sea Bunny get involved.
Yeah, I mean, I think
So
the other
Keystone
bunny sat
representative.
down, so Sea Bunny has to take over. Long shot there, but not a 3, unfortunately. Ferdinand
Not
up
a
to
three
10
from number
points.
3.
Have you paid some of them off?
Listen, money is a complicated thing.
Well, Anari's going to pick the pocket of Linwood there. Take care of all her money. Lady Black. John Ferdinand on the top of the arc.
You and I both know that we're not allowed to bet on the league.
Yeah. Linwood.
Yeah?
Yeah. Linwood. Speaking of. Linwood losing the ball again. John Ferdinand. Good defensive effort by Linwood, but not able to stop it. There's 12 points now, 6 of 8 from the floor.
Our space boy getting the space necessary to make that one.
Linwood answering back, this time holding onto the ball for the shot from mid-range.
Getting some time here to show off his particular skill sets, one of the 3 wild cards nominated this year.
Step back.
Nice pass from Kelly.
Oh, ball tip, but
no.
Kierkegaard cleans up. Oh, body knocked over. Ball goes in. No foul call. And there you see field goal percentage for the East is through the roof.
Yeah, they're starting to get a little bit more of a rhythm, I think, here.
Oh, the 3 just rims out.
I mean, you can't tell me they're not trying.
I mean, this is 3-point contest all over again. How many of those shots I saw so close, but just barely failing? Linwood, shot clock, has a good matchup against Lady Black. Needs to get somewhere, steps back, mid-ranger, not able to convert though, and Adam's going to pull it down.
Interesting to see Linwood intimidated by the Corgi, but
I mean, she's been stripped twice, so I don't blame her. You know, the Corgi's able to get in there and go for it if Linwood's not careful. And Adam going to get a second chance off the missed shot is good.
Speaking of East, we've got Kevon Oakley on the floor right now. Of course, our last year's finals MVP getting the nomination for the Tides alongside Van Zant.
I mean, can you blame them for... Ooh, ball nearly fell. I said good representation from Bangor. Not necessarily as hot as last year, but then again, they didn't need that big of a seed advantage to take the championship, so... They're a dangerous team that can't be discounted as Kierkegaard gets his own miss. Second chance. Not able to convert it.
I'm still kind of quietly hoping for that Oakley versus Baylor matchup.
I mean, we could see
On
that
the
in the
floor
finals
tonight.
again.
We can. but I want to see what happens when we see it in this kind of context, you know?
No good from the west there. Kierkegaard going to pull down the rebound. Fira. My one hope for a three-pointer, maybe.
Well, she's tempted. She's got space.
Keeps falling back to the free throw three-point line. Almost twisting her ankle there. They're calling for the screen. Oh, inside the arc, but good.
Run just inside. Do it for me. I mean, for the better of the East.
For your field goal percentage, clearly.
Yeah, that one.
Lady Black stripped by Kierkegaard. Awada's going to come up with it. Fast break, 2-on-2. Slowed down by Lady Black. Dish to Oakley. Oakley, two defenders, not able to convert. CC will pull it down.
We're seeing a lot of open lanes towards the end of this third quarter here. But, you know, it's not about the open lanes tonight. It's just about getting the clean shots.
CC will challenge Kierkegaard one-on-one and bully her way into the post for that layup. Great spin move. Oh, Lady Black gonna foul hard enough to send two free throws opportunities coming here now.
Black waving to the crowd as if to say, "Hi, I did that. That was me." I think it's a good strat, you know? Instead of being like, "My bad," just be like, "Yeah, I did a foul. That was me."
Fouled the C bunny. I mean, come on.
What you gonna do?
Substitutions for both teams. 7 seconds left on the shot clock. The West will have one opportunity to get a last-second shot up this quarter before we head into the fourth. It's going to be Murphy more than likely to take it.
Will it be a three?
Well, from where he's standing...
You know what to do.
Oh.
That's right. Hear that? Someone in the crowd just went woo.
Yeah, they're clearly cheering for the East right now. I mean, the East up by 5, outscoring the West this quarter by 7 to take a lead.
Well, you know, there have been a couple really good assists this game. That one from the East, that flashed by too fast to acknowledge it, was probably the best one.
Now, the West...
There was a good one from Sylvius earlier, though.
Yeah, we haven't seen the Rookie All-Star Game. There were a lot of alley-oop attempts that just kept failing. And maybe these All-Stars know, be a little bit smarter, not trying to go for those flashy shots because they know it's just going to lead to highlight reels of turnovers.
Yeah, and do you want your highlight reel to be partly All-Star Week matchups?
Yeah. Oh, missed shot off the side of the basket. Murphy.
Alvaro got bumped or something on that.
Yeah, must have.
Strange shot.
O'Toole to Murphy. Down low to Brandon. Brandon backing down. Ball not blocked, but not able to convert either. As Davenport's going to fast break. Conley! Hit a three earlier. Couldn't hit that one in transition. Fast play to Valerio.
I know you guys don't have visuals at home, but I'm here in the booth with Ryan, and he just visibly ducked his head in shame after Conley missed that perfect shot.
He's open look. I know he's not you know he's not a 53% three-point shooter like some furs on the floor, but when you're that open, unless you're a center who can't shoot worth a damn, you should be able to hit it. I can hit a three like that every so often.
Can I get that?
And I got noodle arms.
Can I get that in recording?
Tejon down low in the post. Shot clock winding down. Field goal percentage for the East still not the greatest, but they're getting more opportunities off turnovers and second chance shots.
Well, just remember, to all of you watching at home, there's a reason his last name is Eastman, and that East is winning right now.
Yes, I've clearly given favor towards the east. This is not Dead Rising, where I retake the name John West to hide my identity.
Well, yeah, Marcus usually, he has to root for his family in the West, but he's not here tonight, so it's an East imbalance.
So you're telling me you're rooting for the East?
I have to root for everybody because I'm a fair employee, and I grade dunks fairly too.
I think there's at least one person at home right now that feels very differently about that. However, the East, a chance to take a double-digit lead.
And he's not here to defend himself.
Conley! There we go.
Oh, no.
Speaking of renegotiating, Matt Lewis, I think you know what's going to happen now.
Yeah, hey now, Tyler Conley, you're an all-star. Get your game on and go play.
Oh, Silvius, hook shot, driving to the basket, pushes it back to 10. The West, as you see, struggling from the field goal percentage standpoint here in the second half.
Yeah, I think the East has been a little bit more demanding of, I guess, the defensive situations, and more commanding as a result, leading for a bit more of a struggle to just keep the ball there, as you saw their perfect defensive block and a fast break to Hopkins for 2.
And a great, nearly full-court pass to Hopkins, who it was a tiny target to hit, but it's going to be Qatar elevating off the give and go, dunking it down, the bat taking off.
Yeah.
Tejon feeling hot paw, and the Badger will take the shot, stretching his range a little bit. 14 points thus far for him.
Well, Conley got you that 3-pointer that you've been so desperate for, just as O'Toole gets you another one.
I mean, the Canines coming in clutch for what I need here, so keep feeding it to them. Silvius matched up. Down on the post, not able to cover. Tejon, second chance, block from behind.
Well, I'm going to be taken out of context, but that they were being in this last quarter. You're going to see some of the crazier shots come out like this.
I mean, Kyoto down low in the post isn't a crazy shot. I mean, so definitely risky passing with Silvius in the way. Possibly could have stuck a paw out and stripped it, but I mean, if we see Brandon start taking threes, then we know we've gone fully off the rails as Tyler draws his 4th foul there.
Well, there's a lot of weight moving just now. Can't deny that.
Oh, and no good on the second, though.
It's only the second free throw that's been missed tonight. Just goes to show you that we are indeed in the presence of the All-Stars.
Well, considering the rookie All-Star game, we had Coco miss 2 free throws. We'd expect a little bit more from the veteran players, even though some of these players have only been in the league for 2 years, as Silvius puts up another basket, pulling it back to single digits here, 90-82, with 6 minutes and some change left to go in this final quarter.
Yeah, in case you're watching at home and this is your first All-Star game, there is a separate game for the rookies that takes place every year. So every player on court right now has to be at least 2 or more seasons into their career. And anyone who is in their second season is on the cusp of finishing up their rookie contract. So it's a very interesting time for them, for anyone who does get nominated to this game if they're in their second season, because they're likely thinking about their future more than just, there's just so many moving parts in this part of their career.
No doubt. I mean, as we see there, a wide open missed shot, but CC's able to clean it up. Those players, obviously, they're competing still for a championship, but for some of them, they know they're on a team that maybe they don't expect to make a playoff run. they are trying to establish themselves as a commodity, even if they plan to stay on their current team. You know, this is a business. You need to get the money you can while you're in the league. Now, when you retire, you may not have a job that's able to pay anywhere close to what the FBA pays a player. It's good defensive stop from the West.
And speaking of defense, we just saw a graphic flash up. What are your thoughts on that block from Tahone? His play so far this season and his defensive prowess in this game.
Well, defensively, he's definitely stepped up in this game, having a matchup against both Brandon and CC. And again, a player that a lot of eyes were on because he was drafted. Oh, ball strip, Qatar, one-on-one, fast break. Not able to convert it, though. Conley chasing him down. I was going to say, Taeyeon, a lot of... he had at least the year to sit behind Turner instead of being put, quote-unquote, into the fire. So he had a chance to develop and learn a bit. So I think in some extent he was a dark prospect that no one really knew what to expect from him, but he is just raising the value of his second contract with his performance throughout this season. As O'Toole hits another three, starting to heat up from beyond the arc.
O'Toole definitely has been, I believe, to this particular match, at least 6 times so far in his career. 5 or 6, I mean,
he's also been an MVP, so, we have quite a few MVPs on this floor right now. Dovius, O'Toole, Selby, and...
Well, we mentioned Oakley earlier.
Well, Oakley wasn't an
Finals MVP.
Yeah, I'm talking season MVP. I apologize if I missed someone on the floor that has won an MVP. I don't think there's anyone else.
Well, here's a question for you, Eastman. Is this year's MVP currently in this game right now? Do you think so?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't think... I'd have to look back. I don't think we've had a single MVP not make the All-Star rotation that year. That is a good FBA trivia question, if there is one.
Maybe it'll come up in some Jeopardy game someday.
Again, assuming there is one, because Cece, great dunk in transition. Because to sit there, the only person who I could see not is if they were injured for the All-Star game and had to sit it out, and even then they would still have been selected. It's Selby. The three-point contest has started. It just took till the fourth quarter to get going.
And the fans are loving it. I think they're finally seeing what these players are truly capable of in terms of their range, shooting range. Love to see it. It's always exciting to watch those long shots drain. There's the one earlier from Selby in this quarter that I wish it was a 3 because it was perfect. There was no rim.
Well, as you said, packed stadium, going to be packed till the very end. Oh, ball intercepted by Taeyeon. Fast break. Conley, what are you going to do dunking it down from the pass from Aurora? Teammate.
They've reached the century mark.
Yeah, I mean, not surprised, honestly. They've been scoring well. CC. You see, the crowd is excited after that. Oh, ball strip once again. Taeyeon, another defensive stop.
Yep.
Hopkins just attacking the post and getting the ball up despite having Qatar draped all over her. An 11-point lead for the East here. Down low to CC. Ball not lost this time. CC can't get her miss, though. The East pulling away here at the last second.
Well, between Taeyeon's defense and Hopkins' offense, I'm not surprised to see these two players from two of the premier East Conference teams succeed so well in this game, and it looks like the East is going to win this matchup as well.
And no doubt. I mean, that's just the way it's looking now. And I wouldn't be shocked if we see some substitutions if the West don't get a quick 3 after this possession, because the game's pretty much done. Might as well let the players who didn't have as many minutes get chances. Hopkins drains the three and puts the final nail in the coffin here, as a 14-point game with 75 seconds left to go is nigh impossible. I mean, I would just shoot some threes right now and see if anything can get done. Rav gonna drive the paint and get it to convert, but still not too much of a gap. Too much of a gap.
Well, as we get here towards the last minute, how's your All-Star experience been this year? And how well do you think Montana's done hosting? What do you think of these uniforms?
Oh, it's been great. You know, besides the weather and all, you know, hey, no snow. That's about the only thing I can speak to is in 46 seconds, if there's been no snow, it's been a great All-Star week, and we do see all the teams subbing in their bench players. I love the direction the jerseys went this year. You know, a bit more of a light tone to both.
I think it really shows the investment every year given by the league towards making this event unique and special for not just the players, but for the fans.
Fernand from beyond the arc is good. I mean, showing a little life with that three.
I mean, why not? As you were saying, just shoot the threes. Don't hold on to the ball. Have fun.
Even the East being a little generous there by not running down the shot clock. Inari going to the paint, fouled on the way up. Will go the line for two.
Well, I'm getting kind of upset for no reason. Calm down.
I mean, we are, admittedly, I think they want to wrap the game up, and now we have to wait for 2 free throws to go off. Just, honestly, at that point, just like, hey, let him score. It's okay, whatever. Don't draw the foul. Don't drag this out. We've already won. I'm sure, I mean, the fans are going to sit and wait, watch the post-game festivities, but even some of them are going to want to get out of here and get to their cars before the sun, you know, completely goes down.
No, we're here forever. This is our lives.
East.
You're locked in.
Van Zandt, the 109. The West will have the final possession. Can they break the 100-point mark here?
No, they're gonna settle in.
Valerio,
though,
proving you wrong with a three just to vindicate me at the very least.
I think they saw that they were still under 100 points and wanted to get that last shot down.
Well, they had to do it with a three just to make me feel better. And again, diving into the stats, they were talking about Tejon getting potentially getting the nod here for the All-Star Game MVP, but I would lean to Selby personally, or even Hopkins putting up a double with 10 assists coming in from her. Ash managing to hit 10 points as well.
As you would expect, the defensive, play of the East Conference is the difference maker here in the second half. They were keeping the West from making as many of those goals as they did in the first half. Tejon was part of that, but absolutely Selby had a great form and great shooting percentages all night long.
And I mean, I'm glad everyone kind of got a couple opportunities to get some shots up. Besides Selby, pretty much everyone had a fair few opportunities to get something going. But in the end, the East just pulled away in that fourth quarter. I mean, the third quarter was the start of it, but the fourth quarter, the West just could not answer back.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, there was only that one shot made from the three-point line in that third quarter, followed by 8 3-pointers in the fourth quarter. So the bet has been lost. Matt Lewis takes the L along with the West Conference.
Yep. I mean, I'm going to ask you, does this bode negatively for the West come playoff time? Do you think this indicates the East might be favored to win yet another after the Tides took home last year's?
I think it means that we're going to see a lot of angry play come out from Specifically Las Vegas, who, like I said, they had 3 players on the floor tonight. All of them played absolutely um, lights out when they were on the floor. But you can't just take over. It's a team effort at the end of the day. And there were more than just them on the floor. I would say, yeah, when it's going to come down to finals week or it's really finals month in May and June, we're going to see um, either Tallahassee, Plymouth, or Las Vegas in the finals. One of those 3 will at least be there. Mark my words.
I look forward to seeing Alaska Arctics versus Williamsburg Minutemen as the finals now that
Right.
you've said that.
Right. Because I can't win anything.
I mean, I agree. I mean, between
Oh,
between Tallahassee and Vegas, I feel like one of those two, barring an injury of some kind, I would be shocked if one of them didn't make the finals. But I can't discount Plymouth. You know, they've
for
might
sure.
come in as the second seed this year, but they are not a team that can be necessarily discounted. And the Bikers have always been a threat, even though we haven't seen them in the finals since their last win, coming up on 8 years ago now. So
Listen, if there's anything that we confirmed tonight, or that really the players confirmed for us tonight, is that we're going to have a very physical finals. We're going to have a very talented finals this year. I think it's without a doubt we've seen some of the best shooting that we've seen this year. And this game proved to me that, if we're seeing 50%, think about that. In general, both teams shot 50% tonight.
yeah, but again, you said the defense wasn't going to be all there tonight, so it's a
Yeah,
fun game.
wherever you are, Brandon Baylor, come after me.
Oh god. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna establish my alibi for where I was when they discover your
Yeah, the guy who's obsessed with blood.
Anyways, thank you all for coming in and tuning in for another wonderful sports. And thanks again, Matt Lewis, for joining me in the booth.
Thank you for having me. It's been a blast. It's all in good fun at the end of the day. And I hope to see you again soon.
We'll see you again soon. Have a good night.
Bye.